Alright guys, SFL MiniGP Gainesville round 1 is in the books. We had a great time. It was a bit of a mud fest. I'm Matt, you're watching Racing Moto Vassallo. Let's get into it. We arrived on Friday night to a bit of a mud fest. There was some pretty serious rain coming through. We unfortunately parked in a really bad area. We thought we were in a good spot and we came back. We were flooded out. There was mud everywhere. It was really bad. I don't have too much footage of that. The track was drying. It was my first week with rain tires. I didn't really know where I was going with those, how to use them, how to set them up. Asked a couple of the guys, hey, what are you doing for your PMT tire pressures in the rain? Big thanks to the 73 Moto Parts guys having the tire pressures as needed. Overall, I used Saturday to get a little bit used to the track, learn the track, and try to figure out my lines. I probably could have gone to slicks. There were majority of people were on slicks. There was a little bit of spots of rain throughout the day, but it wasn't enough to keep anybody from switching over to rain. So being the only guy or one of the few guys on full rain tires, I was just trying to figure out my lines, figure out what was going to work out nicely. I had a nice crash on Saturday. Gavin was following me. I went a little bit faster than I normally go through turn 2. That set me up for too much speed and a bad line going into a real tight turn 3. Lost the front going in on the brakes, popped the airbag. Bike was fine, got right on, finished riding that session. It was a nice little reminder, hey, you know, if you're going too fast, too late into turn 1, too late into turn 2, sometimes those late apexes will actually let you carry a little bit more speed. I was just far too late and on the wrong line and the wrong setup for 3, and down I went. Sunday rolls around and we have a race day. It was qualifying in the morning and I was really happy to see my buddy Alan Glenn out there with his 125 that he just finished building up. He bought Brandon Pash's KX65 swapped RS50, put a 125 motor into it, so that's pretty cool. Beautiful bike, gorgeous thing seeing him out there with it. Gavin Adams was out there on his CR85 powered Metra kit. He's really fast. I'm just happy I have a little bit better handling down the straightaways. We got into qualifying. It was great to finally be out there in the dry, on slicks, and really sort of get the feeling of the bike that I was used to in terms of how the tires are behaving and how you can brake and how it feels really going in and coming out of the corners. The lower pressure of the rain tires causing those carcasses to move around a lot more, and that was a feeling I wasn't experienced with. Once I went on to the slicks, it was like, all right, cool. I know how this feels. I can do this. This is going to work. Going into the SS300 GP Premier main event, I was qualified 4th, second in class. This is the first time that I was finally able to get my telemetry working and my lap times working on my dash. I was able to use a software called Race Render, and Race Render basically lets you take your GoPro footage and your data acquisition either from your AIM Solo 2 or your dash or your Micron or even your iPhone or GoPro and overlay that data onto your screen. As we get into going through the race, I'll show you what I set up. I did a lean angle meter and some speed and some exhaust gas temperatures along with the track layout. And adds just a little bit more to see what we've got going on. So as we go through the race, we'll just add a little bit of commentary to this. Right off the launch, you can see I bogged the launch. Not the greatest way to get going. recovered. I'm happy I'd installed the thing, and Gavin and I almost contacted going in, and you'll see the two SS300 guys and Logan Cunningham, I think his name is, Logan Cunningham, on his NSF 250R, which is, you know, another GP Premier bike. It's a full-on Moto3 bike, man. Things a little bit fast, and he was gone. I don't have that capability or that skill or even that kind of power to stay with him. Getting into lap 1, we had no warm-up lap, so we went out there on dirty, dusty tires that were on the tire warmers, and then we sat there for a few minutes, so I took it really easy first couple laps, trying to just get the confidence, get back comfortable onto the bike. And as you can see, Gavin had my number pretty much the whole race. You've got Gavin behind me, and then you've got Alan on his 125 Aprilia as well. I was able to use the speed of my bike to kind of pull away from him on these straightaway sections. And, you know, going into the hairpin, going into the tight sections, he was there on me the entire race. This is the lap 1, and as you can see, we had our little freight train of 2 strokes going along. I used a total of 3 cameras for this race footage. This is the GoPro Fusion, and using the race render overlay on my chest camera setup is a Insta360 X3 I actually got. Thank you, Jess. Jess Rides on YouTube. If you watch her, she was the one who actually recommended the X3. And she is also part of the SFL MiniGP crew. She comes out to development day, stuff like that. Check out her channel. It's pretty cool. Got a lot of good things going on there. Coming into this final hairpin, I was pretty happy with my braking on the rain tires. With the dry slicks, I didn't quite have the same feeling, and I just wanted to keep the bike upright for the race and finish. So, you know, I was maybe losing a little bit of speed in the final hairpin. I wasn't, you know, turning as nice as I would like to, but it was okay. Turn 1, I was just going faster and faster through the entire race. And then this is turn 2. This is the really, really tight setup here because you're going through 2 and then you have a real tight left into 3. 3 and 4, it's kind of like that double apex. It's a lot tighter than I thought. It doesn't look that tight, but believe me it is, and that's where I crashed. So, you know, for the race day, I was definitely losing a little bit of speed there. Didn't want to end up on my butt again. The decreasing radius was pretty tough. I was trying to figure out a good line, a good methodology to get through it, but it was difficult because I needed to downshift into 3rd, but 3rd was a little bit too tall for going into it because, you know, you have so much more speed going in. So I finally figured out I'm going to get into 4th, I'll rev 4th up, then I'll come out, I'll straighten out for just a little bit, downshift into 3rd, and then at the last minute come in late. So sort of, you know, run wide as I'm downshifting into 3rd, and then that would maybe give me a better line to get in for the very closing of that corner to flip back through the chicane for the right. And ended up working okay. This is interesting right here. Actually, I cannot believe Gavin didn't make the pass work. There's on his footage. I mean, I don't know. It looks like I cut off his nose, but if that was me, man, I would have sent it. You know, this is a kid being very respectful of his elders. You know, he's what, 15 years old, 14 years old, maybe not even. And you know, here I am, 40. Thanks, Gavin. The amount of respect you gave me there. I'm just saying, man, I would have probably stuck it through there. I would have found a way through when the door was wide open. I didn't realize I left the door there for you. I heard you in the race, and I heard the brake rotors. I heard that full floating brake rotor jingling. I'd hear the bike coming up, and then I'd hear him, getting off the throttle. He goes into braking, and then I'm hearing the jingling of that brake rotor, and I'm like, oh man, he's got to be really close. It wasn't until I checked out the footage and I realized just how close he was. Next time, you got to make that pass work, dude. So from that point, it was pretty much smooth sailing for me. Maybe a little bit of his rhythm got messed up. I didn't have the pace to stay with the guys in front of me, but I managed to increase my pace with those mid-20s. That was able to get me a little bit of room away from Gavin and build a gap after he made a mistake. So, from here, the rest of the race on out was pretty smooth, pretty smooth sailing. You don't hear that bike behind you. You take a couple glances back, and you see, okay, hey, I've built a gap. I can find my rhythm. As they would say, I make a good rhythm, and I find my pace, and build a smaller gap, and then the race will come very easy. So from here, it was just fun to bring the bike home in one piece. Overall state of tune was working really well, really happy with it, and you see on the straightaways our EGTs were coming up, not even too high into mid 500s. That's really not bad at all. Sometimes you'll go as high as 600, 620 on some of these straightaways. For example, at Jennings, I was hitting 620, 630. So on a short track like this, I could have maybe leaned out just a little bit, but overall up top, the bike was running great. And I was really, really happy with it. The last thing I need is more power. I just need to learn how to corner better and really get that confidence on the bike better. There's a couple spots where you would see, and you listen as I'm going through these smaller sections, or I'm going through some of these slower radius corners, where I'm in a partial throttle. The bike is, it's really kind of moving on me a lot, and you're trying to hold partial throttle through there. Perhaps I need a little bit more fueling there, or less fueling, or more timing or less timing. I don't know. We gotta experiment with it. It might simply take more throttle position to properly clear out that charge. But either way, it's a little bit uncomfortable trying to get your body position off the bike and be hanging off of the bike more. What I need to do when you're going through the corner and it's surging like that. So, something to work on. We'll get there. Gavin Adams, we just got done with the SS300 GP Premier. You were on your Metric Kit 85. So, tell me about your race. How'd it go?
Okay at the beginning. The start wasn't the best. I would have had you on the start. But it was going okay, and then I started screwing up near the end.
Yeah. 7-lap main, what do you think would have happened if you were in a 10-lap main or like a 12-lap main?
I probably would have caught up to you, maybe. I don't know if I'd pass you, though. You have some really good defensive points.
All right. So, round 2 is what, Heron Compound?
Yeah.
Will you be out there?
Maybe.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. Will you be at Bushnell?
Maybe.
I hope to see you there, man. Here with Alan Glenn. Raced the GP Premier on his RS125 RS50 conversion. How'd you do?
Behind you.
What did you think of the track, and what did you think of the bike overall?
Way more power than what I'm used to, and the bike's amazing. The track's a lot of fun. I'm starting to get warmed up to it. I'd like to go out there again.
Awesome. Will you be at Bushnell or Heron Compound?
Probably both.
Awesome. Cool, man. Great to see you. What was your favorite part of the track?
Straightaways.
All right. Awesome, man. All right, well, hope to see you out at the next one.
Yes, sir.
I had a great time, and when I came across the checkered flag, it was P4 overall, P2 in class. So that's the second time I've ended up on a podium. We had a great time. Lauren was out there, brought Dean onto the podium, so that was pretty fun. And, I look forward to hopefully making that out to Bushnell. I'm not going to be able to make it to Heron Compound. I am currently on the road working, as you know, and so I will be out there hopefully to be at Bushnell. I look forward to it. Alright guys, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this better than just throwing the video footage of the track on there, no commentary, no information, no overlays. Maybe it'll be more fun to watch. If it is, let me know. If it's not, hey, let me know also. And if you have any questions on the bike or anything like that, because it is a homebrew Aprilia RS50 started out, and now it's got a CR125 shifter cart setup in it, let me know and comment. Ask me any questions, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Hope to see more guys out there on these little things, keeping them going, keeping the Aprilia forum alive and well. And I will see you guys later.